Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Tim, Braden, Second Legacy, you are amazing for showing up, and thank you so much for doing so. We have got to wade into something that happened in the debate last night. Yep, I'm sure you guys all saw it. I'm sure you all have feels about it. I know Tim and I do, and we're about to walk through a few of the things right now. So let us know what you think in the comments field, your takeaways. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Tim, how are you doing after tonight or last night, man? You okay?
Yeah, I made it about 3/4 of the way through the debate, and I just turned it off. I'm done.
I'm going to be honest. I streamed the entire dang thing.
Yeah.
So I saw every second of that cringe fest. Ugh.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
You know what, Tim? I appreciate your reserved nature this morning. That's what I like about you, Tim, how reserved you are all the time. But I'm sure we can coax you out of your shell, you little turtle of freedom, because we got to focus on something that... don't you say it. I realize what I just said. Don't say anything. Dang it. Kamala talked about guns.
You did it to yourself.
I know. But I heard your little exhale and I was like, oh, man, I said turtle. And then that's not good. All right. We're going to get through this, though, Tim, because it turns out, according to 2.5, this is number 2.5, Dr. Slides, Kamala Harris reminds the American people she's a gun owner at ABC News debate. Tim, didn't you know that? She's an ardent 2A advocate.
I know. She's like Davy Hogg, It's hello, fellow gun people.
Hello, my fellow bros.
Yeah. Just quit telling that lie, Trump.
Oh, it's so terrible.
We don't want to ban and take your guns away. It's not like I just said that yesterday. It's not like I posted ban assault weapons on my Twitter last night. I mean,
no. Yes. You know what? Let's hear it in her own words. This is the gun part, the one little tiny 2A part that came out in this debate, which was like riddled with lies. This is number one, Dr. Slides.
Get to that, Lindsay.
President Trump.
Let's turn to policy, please.
She has a plan to defund the police. She has a plan to confiscate everybody's gun.
President Trump,
she has a plan to not allow
issues.
fracking in Pennsylvania or anywhere else.
Okay,
that's what her plan is until just recently.
I just need
Lindsay,
to respond.
President Trump,
the former president has said something twice that I need to respond to. I'll get to that, Lindsay. I just need to respond to a previous point that the former president has made. I've made very clear my position on fracking. And then this business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away. So stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
The continuous lying, Tim. The continuous lying.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate the continuous lying.
So the whole debate. So there was some fact checking going on in real time. Only against Trump.
Going one side.
This woman repeated every single debunked lie.
Absolutely.
About Trump, and they sat silent and let her parrot those lies, and Trump didn't do a great job busting them. But but they kept fact checking him in really lame ways. And weren't even really fact checks; they're more jabs than anything.
Yeah. It was more like us versus you.
Yeah, and then she goes out there and says stupid stuff like, "Oh well, Trump said they're very fine people," talking about racism. Trump said all these debunked lies that he hates soldiers, that all these things, and when it came down to the whole gun thing, there she is with the audacity to call him a liar when this woman literally was tweeting before the debate. She wants to ban assault weapons.
Yes, in fact. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's not like we don't have video of her talking about this.
There you go. There we go. And
yeah, go ahead. I'm just so wound up, dude. Last night was so painful. It was.
There's that turtle. There's that turtle we were talking about. So I took the liberty of putting together a few little things when Harris was installed. This is number 2, Dr. Slides.
One, I'll tell you, when elected president, if the United States Congress continues to fail to have the courage to do something about this, I'm prepared to take executive action and put in place a ban on the importation of assault weapons into our country. But we still have to deal with the over 2 million assault weapons that are currently in the streets of America. Adding to your gun control agenda? Yeah, I think it's a great idea. But I mean, listen, I don't think we lack for great ideas. As I've said many times, we've been having great ideas for decades. The problem is that Congress has not had the courage to act. And that is why, from the beginning, I have said my agenda includes attempting to get Congress to act, but if they don't within the first 100 days of my administration, I'm going to take executive action. Because what we need is action.
You would take executive action on guns within your first 100 days, including banning imports of AR-15 assault weapons.
That's right.
President Obama, after Sandy Hook, more than 23 executive actions, and yet here we all are today. In recent days, former Vice President Biden has said about executive orders, some really talented people are seeking the nomination. They said, I'm going to issue an executive order. Biden saying there's no constitutional authority to issue that executive order when they say I'm going to eliminate assault weapons, saying you can't do it by executive order any more than Trump can do things when he says he can do it by executive order. Does the vice president have a point there?
Some things you can, many things you can't.
Let's let the senator answer.
Well, I mean, I would just say, hey, Joe, instead of saying no, we can't, let's say yes, we can.
Let's be constitutional. We got a
And
constitution.
yes, we can.
Oh, Tim, in a
That's
world
so
where
painful.
Joe Biden is saying we have a constitution,
I know, right?
like, holy God.
Let's just say we can't.
Oh,
There's a constitution.
God.
It's like Dumb and Dumber. And they wound up being running mates.
President and vice president, yeah. But Tim, it's misinformation. It's continuous lies. Kamala Harris told us that they've never said anything about taking guns away. I didn't just show you a little mini montage of all of them.
No.
That's
That was
crazy.
that's just the right wing press
Yeah.
AI or it's something, but she didn't say that.
It's something other than her.
Yeah, and I just want to be perfectly clear, Braden. She's
Yes.
been very clear on her position on fracking
Very
because
clear.
2 weeks ago she was sponsoring a bill to ban fracking in Pennsylvania, but today, because she needs the votes in Pennsylvania, she is
Very
now
clear.
even more clear than she was 2 weeks ago. Now she's
Crystal clear.
clarified her clarifications, so her clarification's more clear.
She's so clarified.
Now she's for fracking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we really needed. Was we needed some clarification because nothing says clarification like switching your position on every single policy you hold,
But she's
particularly around the
perfectly clear.
guns one.
Yeah,
Perfectly
she's
clear.
perfect. She's perfectly clear when she sends a surrogate out there with no name that she
Yeah.
can remember to change her position for her, so she
true.
can always draw it back when she needs to. And that's perfectly clear. That's perfectly
Maybe
clear politics.
it's like a translucency kind of thing where like she's transparent, but she still has the same policy. Maybe it's like a physical transparency. You can see through her. Maybe that's what she's referencing. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But so that's what happened last night. If you guys were, that's a small little sample of that. But let me dive into a few of these things because ABC was the big loser in this, Tim, because they were so in the tank. It was ridiculous. Let me just hit a few things here. Of course, you heard the piece which she just said, her verbiage of. Let me just throw it up on screen so we have it in writing so you guys can see it. It's number 4. This business about taking everyone's guns, Governor Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking away any guns. So stop with the continuous lying about the stuff. I think we just put a nice little nail in that coffin. But this is interesting. Listen to what they said. This is number 3. Sorry, I'm bouncing around slides. After former President Donald Trump said during Tuesday's debate that Vice President Kamala Harris and the Democrats will take people's guns away, the vice president pushed back with a little-known fact about herself. She is a gun owner. Hey, question, Tim. Why is that a little-known fact, and why is that like a sudden revelation into her, like the magic that is Kamala? She's actually a gun owner.
well, a couple of things in those video clips where she's talking about banning firearms and confiscating them. She's talking about banning the import of AR-15s.
Yep.
How many AR-15s do you think we import as a country versus manufacture here?
A whole not lot.
Yeah. There's so few AR-15s that are made overseas that are imported. There are a few, but 90%, I'm going to guess, are made right here in the United States.
Yeah,
She
and
doesn't
that's
even
a
know what
total
she's
picture.
talking about.
No.
She just, because she knows she can ban the importation with an executive order.
Yes,
Right?
exactly right.
Because it's been done before. There's precedent.
Ammo, guns,
Yes.
primers,
Bush did it.
materials,
Yeah.
all of it.
So
Yep.
it's so disingenuous. This woman, every time she opens her mouth, a lie comes forth. And as you said, ABC embarrassed themselves because they did nothing to correct her.
Not at all.
They let her keep telling these lies. But yes, she's a gun owner, folks. It was the greatest revelation. I'm sure that's going to set well with her constituents now that they
With
find
the
out she's a
well,
gun
no.
owner.
Tim, it's okay. You have to understand. She's a responsible gun owner. In fact, just wait for this next clip. This is where they went. Remember, a little known fact about Kamala Harris, she owns a gun, followed up with this one. This one's number 5. Although Harris has not spoken about her gun ownership status during the current campaign, she did bring it up 5 years ago while running for president, telling reporters in Iowa that she became a gun owner for personal safety issues when she was a prosecutor. Wait for it! Her campaign told CNN at the time that the firearm, a handgun, was securely locked up. Well, thank God.
It's going to, yeah, don't carry that because, you might need it to defend yourself.
Yeah, it could get you.
I buy guns and I bury them. That's, it's just.
Like gold?
Well, yeah. I mean, just for safety reasons. You buy a brand new gun, you just got to, put it under 10, 15 locks and stuff, because if you're buying it for personal protection, you don't want to carry it.
No,
you got to, you got to lock it up, hide it away, bury it if you can.
That's a good point.
Can't have those guns out for self-defense. It's kind of like Davey over at K-12 Database. I mean, security doesn't really work. We don't need security, and we don't need guns. You can buy them for security, but bury them. That's how you secure yourself. And then to keep your schools secure, you just open the doors and don't have security. I mean, this is the logic of the left.
It really is.
I'm so glad she bought her gun to lock it up so she could defend herself with it.
But she's a gun owner.
Yeah,
it's okay, Tim. She's a gun owner. But we can't have that just sit out in the universe because, like you said, you hinted at this. Very important, Tim. That might upset some of the gun control safety advocates. Might really put them at unease. So they threw this one in to wrap up the article. This is number 6. Harris has supported several gun control measures, including universal background checks and stricter penalties for drug trafficking. Trump is also a gun owner. However, his permit will be revoked following his conviction in Manhattan. ABC, I love how non-biased you are. You are so good at this.
Oh,
God, dude, it just oozes. Oh, my God. And I mean, if you guys didn't watch that debate last night, that was like the debates of old. That was when it was the 2 moderators and the Democratic candidate versus the 1 Republican. Like the CNN one we had with Biden and Trump, that was like an anomaly. That was kind of like meh. It was medium. This was back to normal. I'm just saying.
Yeah, this was pure propaganda. Yeah.
God almighty, dude. It was just
they did everything. They did everything they could to help her through that, and they got her through it. They got her over the finish line. So Trump is. I wonder how this is going to play out now that Alan Bragg's office, their head PR guy, whatever, of social media, came out and Steven Crowder's little expose, thought he was going to get some tail and wound up talking to an undercover reporter again in James O'Keefe fashion. And he just straight up said that, that was a complete political hit job. They stacked the charges and there was really nothing there. And they did it basically to get him out of the race. They admitted it. They admitted it.
No.
And then after that came to light, then they moved the sentencing past the election, because the optics of it all. We can't really sentence him now that the cat's out of the bag, that we did this was a political hit job.
Right.
And I'm so glad that the ABC moderators pointed all that out.
Man, they nailed it. They nailed it so good.
Yeah. So, but anyway, he's going to lose his gun permit. We'll see.
It's his fault. It's his fault. Yeah.
It's his fault. Well, anyway. All right.
That would be a really great example, Tim, of when the ABC moderators could go, Ms. Harris, you have called for AR bans and gun confiscation every day for the last 4 years. Could you please respond? It's not hard. Trump, I said this. No, you didn't. Yeah, yes, I did. No, you didn't. Ms. Harris, please go ahead. Respond to his response of my question of his response. Oh, my God, it was so bad. But please, I sensed you were taking it out, but I had to jump in there.
Yeah. I had to voice a little frustration with last night. It was painful. But anyway, okay, cool. Well, anyway, that's it, folks. Just remember, Kamala Harris is a gun person now. Her and Davey Hogg. They're. I don't think she owns an AR-15. We're going to have to work on her a little bit. But anyway, thanks for watching Second Legacy. We'll talk to you guys soon.